had started this year wanting to read 100 books, since that is what I had read the last year, 2024, but ended up with 80. Still a good reading year, but not my finest. So before I dive into the books that I read this year, just some quick reading stats. This year, I read a completion of 80 books. My average rating of those 80 books was a 4.1 stars. I read 43 young adult novels, 33 fantasy, 25 romance, 25 thriller, and 10 mystery. My best reading month was in May with 17 books, and my worst was in November with 2. So May was whenever I got out of school and finally had time to just be able to read, so that's why that one was so high. And then November was just reading slump, life, Christmas started coming up, Halloween, just all the things. But let's talk about the books that I read this year. Alright, so I have all of the books spread out around me, and we'll just briefly go through them. I won't spend too much time because I believe I did a halfway point not too long ago, so I'm just going to kind of breeze through all of these books. So to start off the year, and also to end the year, I read A Court of Thorns and Roses. So I read this was my first book that I read this year, and then it was one of my last 5, I believe, that I read this year also. But I really enjoyed this, honestly. I think it lived up to the hype that is all around it. Following that, I read an Agatha Christie book. So I actually read 3 of her books this year. I read And Then There Were None, Rose Christmas, and then Dumb Witness. And I really like her writing. Like, I know that she's considered one of the greatest writers of all time, and I would agree. They're a little harder to read at some points just because of the time difference from whenever she wrote them to our current day and age. But if you can look past that and just like really dive into her stories, she was an excellent writer and came up with some pretty cool storylines. I read also this year, I read All Good People Here. So aside from Agatha Christie, I have a few other authors that I read, just a few books at different times this year, so I'm going to quickly go through those. So from Kiara Cass, she's the author who wrote the Selection series. I read The Siren, which is a standalone by her. I love Kiara Cass, guys. Like, she is such a good writer, and you just fall in love with the characters and really in the world. And so also by her, I read this hunk of a book, 1,000 Heartbeats. Like I said, you fall in love with the characters, you fall into the world, you get lost in it all. It was really good. An author who I do not love, Colleen Hoover. I read Ugly Love. It is called Ugly Love because this book is ugly. Everything in this is ugly. It was bad. It is 300 something pages that I can never get back from my life. Heartbones, on the other hand, was surprisingly good for her writing style. It was more tame, it was more chill, it had an actual plot and actual character growth, which is something rare for her books if you have ever read one. This one I would recommend to people though. From Jennifer Lynn Barnes, I read the always hyped up series, The Inheritance Games, which is The Inheritance Games, The Hawthorne Legacy, and The Final Gambit. What do I have to say for these books other than yes? They were magnificent. The way that you can see the setting and follow the characters through all the clues and mysteries and stuff, brilliantly written. Like, whenever I first started reading it on the first book, the second that the main character stepped out of the car and entered like the big mansion that the whole series takes place at, like, I was there. I was the main character. I was running through the halls. I was solving all these mysteries. I could see everything. It was amazing. I this year started the Twilight series. I only made it through Twilight and Breaking Dawn. I was a Twilight movie girly growing up. I have watched the movies every year and I love them. The books are good. Do I love them more than the movies? Don't come after me. No, I grew up on the movies. The movies will forever be my favorite. But I do like how much more emotion is put into these books. Natasha Preston is one of my favorite authors. I am currently working with one of my friends to collect her entire, not series, but like all of her books that she's written. We're making a good headway in it. But I read The Party by her and You Will Be Mine. Again, you just can't go wrong with Natasha Preston, guys. Like, if you need a quick, fast, easy mystery read, if you're in a slump, if you're just not feeling like reading anything, pick her up. Any of them. Top tier. A not heard of, at least on my part, not heard of trilogy that I found this year is the Starkosh trilogy. It's like Greek mythology meets modern day time, but in the best possible written way. So it's Star-Crossed, Dreamless, and then Goddess. These books I read whenever spring started rolling around, and they're like for me, these books are like, you pick them up and you remember the time that you read them, because I would read, it was whenever the weather started getting warmer, and I would just lay outside with my book and just read in the grass or read on a blanket outside, just something. And it was, I'm hesitant to say magical, but it was almost magical. Like, it transported you more into the world and you were more immersed in it. So really liked that. Now, there were some books that I read this year that I don't have the physical copy, so I'm going to kind of gaze at my list and go through those real quick. So the first one is Heart-Shaped Box, which is a very short Hermione fanfiction. Hermione is Draco and Hermione from the Harry Potter world. Heart-Shaped Box, didn't love. I usually like adore Hermione fanfictions. This one just wasn't it. Killjoy is the like pre-novella to the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, which I actually read this year. So I read Good Girls Guide to Murder, Good Girl Bad Blood, and As Good as Dead. 5-star. The entire series. Like, if I could give it more than 5 stars, I totally would. Like, it was, I am genuinely speechless. Very, 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 very good top tier series. Another fan fiction series that I read was All the Young Dudes. If you are anywhere near the Harry Potter fan fiction universe, you will know about this. It follows the Marauders, who are Harry Potter's dad and his friends, and it goes through their time at Hogwarts whenever they were all together. And so I read it in 3 parts. I read the 3 All the Young Dudes. I read the first 2 in Sirius's perspective. I read the bootleg tapes, which is just kind of like a novella taking place afterwards about some of the extra characters, what happens to them after the original timeline. And then I also read the Christmas compilation. So a year full of All the Young Dudes, but it has a place in my heart and it is a part of me now. Like, I could make an entire video series on those books. They are, in the best words, they are magical. I read 2 smaller books, just like fairy tale ones, one about Beauty and the Beast and one about the Princess Frog. They were just meh, kind of filler books. Some classics that I read this year, I only have 1 physical copy of the classics that I had read. So, Wuthering Heights. I actually enjoyed this one a lot more than I thought I would, especially after I read it and I kind of did, not necessarily research, but I kind of like dug deeper into it and found the meaning of it, and it just kind of clicked and made more sense. But Wuthering Heights was really good. The other classics that I read this year were Henry V. Didn't love it, just not my cup of tea. Tale of Two Cities. Again, it was fine. not my particular book. Now, Much Ado About Nothing, y'all, William Shakespeare killed it with that book. It was absolutely amazing. So, highly recommend that one. I continued some more of the Keeper of the Lost Cities series. So I read the 8th book, which is Legacy, and then I read the 8.5, which is Unlocked. Unlocked was just kind of a behind-the-scenes guide to everything. It had a lot of maps, extra character things, it had some recipes in it, just some fancy little fan extras. But I'm still loving the series. Can't wait to... I don't currently have the other books that I need to finish what has been written, but looking forward to reading those in the next year. Spoiler alert, which is a little romance. It was kind of cool because it's following a actor and then someone who is a big fan of the show that he acts in a way. It was just an interesting coupling of the characters, but I enjoyed it. The Unhoneymooners, I know this is a very popular book and is by Kristen Lauren, who's a popular author. I really enjoyed this actually. I read it this summer. It's not really a summer book because it actually takes place in the winter, but besides the point, it was cute. It was fast paced, I enjoyed it, and I liked seeing the characters develop and change over time with each other. The Maid, it's a light mystery, murder mystery, because sometimes murder mysteries can be very dark and gruesome. This one was just light and whatever. It was okay, wasn't the best. Dangerous Lies, I have never heard of this book until I picked it up in a thrift store a year or so ago. When I read this year, I was pleasantly surprised. It was actually really good. It's about a girl who goes into like a witness protection and her past catches up to her. That's kind of all I can say without giving anything away. Y'all, hooked. I thought I was going to love this because it is a Peter Pan kind of retelling. The best possible way that I can say something about this book is the male main character in this was insufferable. That is about all I have to say for this. Now, on a better note, The Whisper Man, oof, so good. Me and my friend read this when we went camping, and it's in my camping vlog that I did. Gosh, just can't get enough of it. It was so good. I finished my Harry Potter series. I don't even have anything to say. Like, reading it had my entire heart. Finishing it ripped my heart out. So we read Order of the Phoenix, The Half-Blood Prince, and The Deathly Hallows. During my reading of The Deathly Hallows, I could be found in my room, in the dark, huddled under a blanket, absolutely bawling my eyes out. That about sums it up, but forever will have a place in my heart, Harry Potter. Sunkissed, this is my second book by Cassie West. It was really good. It was like Dirty Dancing in book form. And Dirty Dancing, real good movie, real good book. Love the plot line and everything. 1,000 Boy Kisses, I reread it this year. Just because I had read it once before does not mean that it was any less sad. It was heartbreaking. It was gut-wrenching. It was devastating in the best possible way. If you have not read this, I highly encourage it. It was like, it sticks with you. I also read the second one of Christy Boyce's books. This one is Dating and Dragons. The first one was Dungeons and Drama. They're just cute little kind of quirky love stories, but I love them, and they're such found family and everything. And it's so cute, guys. Wildfire, this is a Hannah Grace book. It follows in the same world, but not necessarily series as Icebreaker. It follows another one of the hockey guys and his love interest. It was so good. So good. The Kingdom Keepers trilogy, which is just kind of a I don't really know how to describe it. It's like a look into Disney World, but in a fiction fantasy kind of way. They were good though. I just love Disney, and so getting to see it in this way was pretty cool. This summer I reread We Were Liars, and I read Family of Liars for the first time. Both of them so good. And I also this year with one of my friends binge watched the We Were Liars series. 5-star. It was amazing. They did a good job adapting it from a book into a show. Liar's Beach. I didn't like the writing style, and that just kind of threw the entire book down the gutter for me, honestly. I read How the King of Elfame Learned to Hate Stories Again. It's just a quick little novella. If you like the Cruel Prince trilogy, or you like The World, or just anything by Holly Black, quick and easy, right there for you. Also by Holly Black, I read Tithe and Valiant, which are the first 2 books in her Modern Fairy Tales little trilogy. They're pretty good. I don't like them as much as the Cruel Prince trilogy, because I feel like with the original trilogy, it throws you into the world more, and it's more fantasy-esque. This is more like normal world, if you can kind of grasp what I'm saying. But I still enjoyed it. I have one more that I need to read that I'm planning on finishing in the next year. This is Hunger Pains. Not Hunger Games, Hunger Pains. It is a parody of the Hunger Games book. And I mean, it was kind of just like a novelty buy. It really wasn't that good, and it wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be, but it's kind of just a cool little thing to have sitting on my shelf with my Hunger Games books. Along for the Ride, another Sarah Dessen, another love. Sarah Dessen is one of my favorite authors ever. She was one of the first authors that I actually read whenever I got into reading, and I just love her books. I don't love the covers because I am one of those people that's like, ew, real people on the covers, get that away from me. But her writing is so good, and I love it, and they're all so summery. Like, you honestly just cannot go wrong with a Sarah Dessen book. Give me that, a beach chair, and the ocean, and I'm set. I'm set for life. I finally picked up the Famous Beggarland movies. It was good. It was cute. It was promy. It was sweet. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. Love and Luck. I thought this was going to be a cute little romance book that I was going to pick up and read. There was, like, no romance in it. Like, I thought the entire point of this was that it was going to be a romance. It was not. I was disappointed. Blade of Secrets, another Trisha Levenseller book. I love Trisha Levenseller. Her writing, her worlds, amazing. This wasn't my favorite one by her, but just, I don't know, just being back with her writing felt like coming home again. Anxious People. I have never read a Fredrik Backman book. I've heard a lot of his books and stuff, and heard that they were really good and kind of can pull out your heartstrings, and this definitely did that. This was really, 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 really good. Really good times 20. It was interesting. The plot is surprisingly good for the type of book it is. There's actually a plot twist and just so much stuff that you wouldn't really think would be in a book like this. But there was just so much, and it also dealt with some heavier topics too. But it did so in a way that it doesn't completely bring you down, but it helps you like realize certain things about yourself that you may not have realized before, while also telling it in a fun story way. Oh, Rock, Paper, Scissors. This was one of the last books that I read this year. If not, it might have been the last book that I read in 2025. Oh, the plot twist? Like, what do you mean? What? It was insane. Read this book. Read it. Your trust will be betrayed. You don't know who to trust. I reread The Lightning Thief. I started reading this with my brother. I love the Percy Jackson series, and reading it again, just love Percy Jackson, guys. Like, you are never too old to read that, in my opinion. A Study in Charlotte. This is kind of, sort of, in a way, a Sherlock Holmes retelling, but it's his, like, great something granddaughter, and Watson's great something grandson, and they have to work together to solve a mystery, and I love Sherlock Holmes, so this was really, really, really cool. Frida McFadden. That is all I have to say. This is the best one that I've read by her. But Frida McFadden Give me all of her books. I will read her grocery list. Speaking of Freida McFadden, I read The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret. Not my favorite ones by her. Really, really good though. I'm excited to watch the movie that has just come out. If you have watched it, let me know in the comments if you have and what you think about it. Middle of the Night. This was another book that was in my camping video from a few months ago. Nice. Riley Sager is such a good writer. Read his books. Sorry, that was my dog. They both die at the end. This was my second time reading it, and again, it is just sad books. Like, no matter how many times you read a sad book, it will never get more sad. If anything, it will rip your heart out even more. But I love it every time. I love the pain, and I love the sadness that books bring, because it also is like a warm hug. I know that sounds weird. If you're a reader, you get it. All good people here. This book was insane. Like, you're just kind of reading it, you're going along, whatever. It's a normal mystery book. Gosh, the last like 10 pages.
Just calm down.
Like, I can't even say anything without spoiling it. I don't know how the author thought about all that. Skyshade, this is the third book in the Lightlark series. I love the Lightlark series. It is just a fun time every time. Lady Rogue. It was like a vampire retelling, like the story of Dracula, but I don't even know if it was a retelling really, but that just kind of played a theme throughout the entire bit. It was cool. It was fun. It was interesting. It was a different kind of book than what I was more like used to reading. Night Country. This follows the Hazelwood. It is a author whose story tale characters come to life, but they're not necessarily good. And it's just kind of that whole story. Charmedless. This is a cute summer romance from two people who cannot stand each other, and then because of proximity and time together, they end up loving each other, but it has magic in it, and so that is really cool. And last but certainly not least, James Patterson, The Murder House. This is a hefty book. This is a fantastic book. The plot, the characters, the mystery, the intrigue, everything about this was phenomenal. Well, that is it. That is the 80 books that I read this year. Thank you for listening to me talk about books, and I will see you in another video where I will again talk about books. If you have any questions, or if you have read any of these books that you also liked, I would love to know. Please comment in the comment section. But for now, thank you for watching my 2025 reading wrap up. Good night.